welcome back. It's day 40. Hold on, what? We had a bit of a miscommunication yesterday and went over the same characters that we did the day before. So we're finishing the second half of the geometry shapes forms unit today. Starting with gang. Gang refers to the ridge of a hill. So the top, it's like a peak, a summit, but instead of pointy like a mountain, I guess it's kind of rounded because it's a hill. See if this is meant to look like a thing. The traditional one has a little mountain in it. Little trees growing on the mountain, something like that. Wa would be kind of like the opposite. Wa is a deep pond, a depression, a hollow, low-lying and deep area. You notice this on the right is pretty common, similar sounding character, so that's phonetic. This water, because we're talking about ponds, but it's not necessarily ponds only. I think it refers also to other things that are deep. Xing. Xing means mold, model, or type. So very common words like Xinghao would be like the model. Hao is like the number or the tag or something. This is not, hold on, this is not, however, the Xing in Xingzhuang. The Xing in Xingzhuang is the one, this one right here, which is the title of the chapter. Shape, form, appearance. It's got sort of adjacent meaning, I guess. They both have this little kite in there. When it says mold, it's like when you make a certain model of an object and you make it the same every time by casting it from a mold. You pour the stuff into the mold and it comes out the same shape. It's the same model. Something like that. Cao. Cao is a trough, a groove, or a channel. Again, this is going to be phonetic on the right. And I'm not sure why this is wood on the left. Maybe because you carve them out of wood? Carve these grooves into wood? Perhaps? Caofang? It's a brewery. Molars. Okay, so your molars are called caoya, I guess, because they got grooves in them. Trough, groove, channel. Zhai. Zhai means narrow, so not wide, narrow. Where are we? Zhai Lu. Lu is a road. Got a foot on the left, because you walk on roads. Chuo. Chuo means to grab, lift up, comply with, conform to. ample, spacious enough, gentle, faintly, gently pass a breeze, upright, confuse. See some of these examples. So for grab, "脱枪上马." You grab your rifle and mount a horse. 错起一根棍子. Okay. 错 for grab. 错起, it would be similar to 拿起, I guess, but with a bit more urgency, a bit more force. 形成, What is this? This is the one that says spacious, gentle. Not seeing any examples for this. Hold on. Extra torch. This one. Lift up. Comply with, conform to. 错经. Apparently. 错经.错步. 错反坡. 波. 错板波. 错态. 错剑. 错力. Okay. So in all these different words, it has different meanings. I would not say that I personally am very familiar with any of these. So if I'm not doing a great job at explaining it, it's because I don't know what I'm talking about either. I'm learning new things. Same as you. Because it looks similar to other characters that are pronounced similarly. I'm gonna remember what it is, but all these different meanings in the words and phrases are probably just gonna have to... It's just gonna take reading a ton of books and stuff until you get used to it. Okay, moving on. Trent is a circle, a ring, a group, an area, like enclosed by a circle. Bend, trap, loop. Look at this. I think this used to be... They used to draw it rounder. Some stuff in there. This, I think on the inside is juan, I believe. It does look like that. Does that on the top? On the bottom it's... Maybe I'm wrong. Gotta look this up. The handwriting. It is Jen. I was right. I just didn't see it. Yeah, the one that means roll up or a roll. Wow, what the heck? It's the first one. That one is what we have inside. This is roll up or a roll, something that's been rolled up. So then if you put an enclosure around it, naturally it means a circle or a ring. Juan is a pen, a fold, or a sty for livestock. These enclosures made for livestock. And jun is like the verb form of jun, which means to shut in a pen, put in jail, or confine. So when you say 错圈, maybe, yeah. So because in the context we said 窄路, sort of narrow roads, then this in this context is likely to mean the opposite. So it's using the definition of ample and spacious over here. 错圈. A narrow road and a big circle. This is ridges and valleys, basically. 亩 is a unit of area equal to 1/15 of a hectare. Still don't really have any sense of that. 1亩等于 667 square meters, if that's a better sense for you. You'll see this is a tian here, so unit of area commonly used for measuring plots of land. Dun is a ton. It could be a metric ton, it could be an imperial ton. I guess you'd just put a specifier in front of it if you wanted to talk about, like 英镑, we call the pounds, like imperial weight pounds, we call them 英镑. 2.83 立方米. .83 cubic meters. What? Hold on. A unit of weight. 1,000 kilograms. 1,000 kilograms is a metric ton. Okay, this is another meaning of it. 2.83 cubic meters. 100 feet? 100 cubic feet? A freight ton, a long ton, a short ton, a register ton. There's a bazillion different units that are all called tons, and so we call them all tun. Kind of sounds the same too, so easy enough to remember. The hard part is the fact that there's a bunch of different units that all have the same name. Anyways, Jun was also a unit of weight equal to 30 catties. Now, what is a catty? Nowadays, we call them jing, and we rounded it to 500 grams, so half a kilogram. Rounded it to that. Originally, it was traditionally equivalent to around 1 1/3 pound avoine du bois. 1 pounds. In mainland China, I rounded it to 500 grams, 500 grams, which is called a 市斤. 公斤 is what we call kilograms. Apparently in other countries they round it to 600 grams, but in China it's 500. Okay. Jing, just mentioned it. It's called a catty, and we round it to 500 grams. Jing, if you look at the character though, this originally was an axe, hatchet, or a small hoe. That's why the character looks like that, because that's what it meant, and then we used it for the name of the unit. Ge. Ge is a generic classifier, generic measure word. If you don't have a specific measure word, you use ge. Or if you don't know what the measure word should be for a certain object, you can also use ge. It works for everything. This, that, individual, size. So, 这个 那个, right? 这个 is this, 那个 is that, 哪个 is which. Let's 单个单独个人个体 个人个体 You're talking about individuals. That's what that is. 身体或物体的大小。小个矮个矮个子 Yeah, so if you say If you say 个子 refers to size, stature, or height. So here is like 矮个子 be short height. What else we got here? 个别 specific, individual. 个个 each and every one. 个人 is individual or personal. 各位 one's place. So because this is used, because 个 is used as a generic measure word for counting one of basically anything, it also gets these more abstract grammatical uses of referring to the concept of a single one, or an individual thing, or each one unit of anything. Ge. 十 means pick up, collect, or collide. This is also the big fancy banknote version of the number 10, which you may know is traditionally written like this. Usually written like this. But when you write checks or such, they write it like this to prevent from like fraud or whatever. Collect. 收拾 Is that it? I think that's what it says. Yes, 收拾 is other word for cleaning up. So you collect the clutter, I guess. Cleaning up, tidying up, stuff like that. 拾掇收拾 So like picking up after yourself, right? That kind of pick up. 一头石匠取一石头。Shit. This is for bumping into things, the collide meaning. Oh. What else we got? 拾荒.荒 is like the barrenness of the landscape. It's like uncultivated wild land or something. So 拾荒 is collecting scraps. 石林食人牙会 食人牙会 This is isn't this the... I think so. That's 智慧的慧 The wisdom of people's teeth. Some teeth are related to age, and old age is related to wisdom, I guess. Picking up the wisdom and the advice. Lost property. I'm not sure how that relates. We also got 射, which means tiptoe up. Used in this word. Oops, I'm muted.
提
Wow, that's such horrible sound quality that I can't even tell what the consonant was. 击 射击 Okay. Right here. 射击 Tiptoe up, ascend in light steps. Very specific. Hardly used in any other words, I guess. Ascend. Step by step. Can't stop yawning. Sorry for all the interruptions. But this is the big version of 100. The normal version doesn't have the danrumpa on the side. See, it just looks like this. But this is the fancy version. And originally this referred to the commanding officer of 100 men. When your military unit is 100 members, and your commander was called by Qin. Likewise, another power of 10. Qin is a leader of 1,000 men. And this is the big fancy version of 1,000, which usually is written without the danrumpa, exactly the same as the last one. But this is for 1,000, and that one's for 100 by Qin. And this one was, it was for 10, so we're just going 10by Qin. But the next one isn't 10,000 like you'd expect it to be. The next one is a foot. Or it's like the vague equivalent of a foot. Feet, the imperial feet we'll call 英尺, just like the pounds are called 英镑. 英尺 would be 1 foot, which 3 feet in a yard, right? And we have yards, meters, kind of similar sort of length. The big long stick rulers are all that length. So 1/3 of a meter is 一尺. just like a third of a yard is a foot. 尺 is also what we call rulers or ruler-like things. Letters. I'm not sure what are even called letters. 尺书. Okay, I guess. I've never heard of that, but I could believe it. See, when it says things, ruler-like things, that's how you get when you say 尺柄. 尺柄, because if you think about like the length of a ruler and then how that feels to hold in your hand. If you think of like a knife or something that's a similar size, that would be called 尺柄. 尺寸. 尺寸 means the measurements or size, like measurements of a thing, a person's body, a piece of furniture, whatever. 尺寸. Okay, so here's somewhere where it would be letters. 尺读. Correspondence. 尺读. 尺码. 尺数. Oh, there's another one. 尺读. 尺数. Notes and letters. 尺子 is a ruler, the object. 寸. 寸 is an inch, a centimeter, the small unit. A pulse on the wrist, 1/30th of a meter. Okay, so I guess originally the amount was 1/30th. 1/30th of a meter, which would be closer to an inch. I think we do call centimeters 寸 also, though. Unless I'm wrong about that, I could be. Twin is used for inches. If you want to be really specific and make sure that you're talking about the imperial inches like used in the United States from the Great Britain, you'd say 英寸, just like 英米 and 英镑 that I mentioned earlier. 英米, that's not what I meant. 英都, I'm confusing myself now. Li is another unit. Is 1,000th of a Chinese foot. 一尺, a 30th. That's a 30th of a meter. 1,000th of a 30th of a meter. That's the kind of thing that makes you think, like, what were they even measuring that they could get that precise back then? A tael is 50 grams. It used to be something else, but I guess nowadays it is 50 grams. 1,000th of 50 grams. 100th of a mu, the acre that we talked about earlier. The percentage of interest rate. This. I feel like none of these units are in common use anymore. What else we got? Miao. Miao is a second. "1秒钟 is 1 second. 1/60th of a minute. This, you can see that it's got 少, which means less, on the right. Also kind of for the sound. On the left, it tells you it's about grain, because the original meaning of this character was the beard of corn or grain. 每 means often, every time, every, or each. This is not a concrete thing. Abstract grammatical usage. Pretty straightforward though, nonetheless. 知 is also a measuring word, pretty commonly widely used. A single one, a few. 单独的，极少的。I guess it has those meanings. 单只，单 I guess. Originally for birds, but we use it for other types that I think frequently for kind of blanking right now. I know birds are called ichi. A variety of other animals are also called ichi. Or sometimes single things that usually come in pairs. Sometimes we'd use 只. Zhishen, alone. Also very commonly used this other reading 只, which means only, just, or simply, merely. Merely is a pretty good translation of that. Only or merely. 只, nothing but, originally, until, up to.
请练习今天新学的字。
E. This is another power of 10.
请练习今天新学的字。
This is E. E is 100 million. 100, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But in Chinese, we group them by 4 places. So this is 1. It's 10,000, 10,000. 100 million can also mean peaceful, stable. That would have been the original meaning of it. The original meaning, old time, peaceful, stable. Because, I guess, because it refers to this really big number. It can also mean, this is maximum here, but I feel like 极大 is not that. 极多极大, like a huge amount, like extremely a lot, or extremely big, full, stuff like that, because it's a big number. That is the last, no it's not. 半 is the last character. 半 means half, semi, partly, about half, or very little. Generally, it is 1/2. Half of whatever amount you're dealing with. Something that's not complete, partly. Like half anything, 50% anything. 半辈子 half life. Not half life, but like half a life time. 半导体 These are what we call semiconductors. So the semi is the 半吊子半懂不懂 You kind of half understand, but you also kind of half don't understand. 办公室 is your workplace, your office. 半价 would be half the price. 半径 is radius. Radius only goes halfway through a circle. 半空 in the air. Anything that's like semi, half, partly, stuff like that. But that is our whole 形数 unit. Practice real quick. Get all these new characters in.
君蛙
Sorry, my brain.
个
Like yawning every 5 seconds. I try to explain everything to the best of my ability every day. Sometimes the best of my ability is not very good, but I always do my best.
窄
Shoot.
寸窄树
Whoops.
树
Almost there.
面
Hmm.